Welcome to Kazakhstan, one of humanity's most blessed nations, and specifically the capital of Nur-Sultan, the new name of the capital otherwise known as Astana. As you can see, it's quite the snowy oasis, with snow pretty much filling every single crevice, and the workers going and working very hardly at shoveling the snow away so that people have a very, very pleasant time here in Kazakhstan. Being the second coldest capital in the world after Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, we can easily see that people are quite accustomed to the snow, with temperatures usually plummeting to under 0 degrees Celsius during the winter. However, the Kazakh people still see that this is a great time for them to have some fun out and about, with many different apparati, ranging from a little children's trolley with actual sled, with a sled base instead of wheels so it can accommodate the snow. In addition, we have this slide-like apparatus for the kids to slide on, and there are many stoppers throughout the way, probably for safety purposes. So the real question that people would like to ask and answer is, why should one come out to the blessed nation of Kazakhstan? Well, there are many reasons to come out to this blessed nation, with one of the main reasons being the fact that this is quite the snowy oasis. One does not simply come to the snowy oasis and not be completely fascinated with how beautiful it is. And there is a saying in the region that goes along the lines of, there is no bad weather, there are only bad clothes. So you come out to this blessed nation, and you know what? If it's under 0 degrees, it does not mean that this is an open invitation to complain. All this means is that you need to put on those clothes, come out with your sleds, and have a big party. Kazakh people are some of the friendliest people you will meet on planet Earth. Even if you do not speak Kazakh or Russian, you will probably still be able to get help by this blessed nation, one of the most blessed nations humanity has ever known, and probably will ever know. The truth of the matter is, one does not simply come into the Kazakh territory without the trip to Kazakhstan being an unforgettable experience. Consider it the following way. Kazakhstan is the 9th biggest country in the world, with many gorgeous cities that have recently opened their borders to other people without a visa. Many countries in the world can come and stay one entire month in this blessed nation without having to go through the hassle of getting medical insurance, buying tickets back and forth, showing a bank statement, showing a hotel booking, Itaco Dalier. Anyone with a remote interest in Central Asia should come to the blessed nation of Kazakhstan. And usually one has the two choices to pick between, which are usually the former capital Almaty in the south of Kazakhstan, which is bordered by Kyrgyzstan, is a 4-hour marshrutka or bus ride to Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, the capital of Kyrgyzstan. It is a bigger city with much more to do. However, Nur-Sultan, with the former name of Astana, is still a great city to do things. I mean, we are simply in a residential neighborhood here, and the party never stops. Then if you want to traverse the cityscape, you can make it out there onto those quote-unquote mean streets, mainly talking about the cold weather, and you can go explore all the great, marvelous hints of architecture this city has provided people and will probably keep providing people until the end of time. Now, there have been claims that this city has decided to spend a lot of its money on great construction, giving up these great buildings, and again, this is only a residential neighborhood. When you go out farther into the center, you'll see the absolutely gorgeous architecture that you probably will not see anywhere else. I mean, this city might be nicknamed the Dubai of Central Asia for many reasons. Now, the fact that the money has been spent on the architecture of the city and so many other things that make it so glorious when it comes to the visual appeal, this might mean that some money was taken away from the people, meaning that we might have salaries that are as low as $200 a month. We might have apartment rent that is as low as $200 a month, and you are not so far from the center. Well, this means two things, a good and a bad thing. As a citizen, you will get to pay less money to live in a gorgeous place. A place where you can just step out of your apartment and see this fantabulous social vibe going on. However, the bad thing is that the people working in real estate are not going to be able to make a lot of money from these glorious buildings that many people around the world don't know about. All people know about is Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, London, Paris, without knowing that there is a gem waiting for them in Central Asia and so many blessed nations around the world. All you have to do is be a little bit creative and make it out to these remote countries, and you will no longer look back to those mainstream countries. Yes, it's worthwhile to go to Paris, but you should not go to Paris 10 times when you can come to a blessed nation such as Kazakhstan, offering you a lot of bang for your buck. Now, if you come to the blessed nation of Kazakhstan, you might want to pick up a few words in Kazakh or Russian. You might even be interested more in Russian, as Russian is a language you can use throughout Central Asia. Well, truth be said, the Kazakh language does bear a lot of similarities to nearby languages such as Kyrgyz and Uzbek, with some people even arguing that there is a mutual intelligibility. However, Russian will give you access from Kazakhstan all the way to Moldova, from the former Soviet Union. Pick up a couple words so you can interact with the people, interact with the taxi, ask for directions, itakudalie. And maybe you want to learn your Cyrillic so you can understand that this sign over here says something along the lines of home kitchen, pies, pancakes, and torts. And it's not clear what it says here. Maybe it's a Kazakh word along the lines of Sdam Butik. Maybe it means boutique. And here we can see 750 tenge, with tenge being the glorious currency of Kazakhstan. Now, to put the tenge into perspective, a dollar is probably around 400 tenges, 500 tenges, something along those lines. Not the greatest currency in the world, but why are we talking currency anyways? Unless you are trying to really delve deeply into the economy of this blessed nation, you just come out here, you enjoy the snowy oasis. You can go out onto the streets, even if it's only 0 degrees Celsius, and you get hit by the Kazakh air, and you get hit by little particles of snow slapping your face as the wind slaps them across your blessed gorgeous face. Speaking of gorgeous, one does not simply come to Kazakhstan without noticing how gorgeous the genetic spectrum here can be. The true link of Eurasia, the true window from Europe to Asia. You will see people who look downright Southeast Asian to people who are barely distinguishable from Russian. All skin tones you can think of, except for very dark black. Eye colours, redness of the cheeks, no red cheeks sometimes. This country will truly astound the people who are interested in genetics, ethnicities, what kind of a melting pot this country is. Again, any trip to Kazakhstan is a trip that is not to be forgotten. So many things that this blessed nation offers. Even if you come during the warmer times, you will see the nice greenery. You will have a lesser chance of slipping and cracking your skull. It's a lot of great things that you can find in this blessed nation. All you gotta do, get your ticket, come down to this blessed nation, and then you can find one of the cities such as Nur-Sultan or Almaty, make it your station, and from there you can traverse Central Asia and the Silk Road, utilizing the on-land transportation. Just make sure that you utilize that on-land transportation when it's not in the winter, as conditions can be quite slippery if you're inside a bus that barely operates and the driver would like to make it to the next destination as early as possible. Possibly slipping, possibly flipping over, and your trip to Kazakhstan makes it a trip to the end of you, which is not something we want. Come to Kazakhstan, have a party, have a blast, learn a little bit about culture, listen a little bit to the music. Come to Kazakhstan, you will not regret it if you have an ounce of sanity to your brain. And at this point, we will just zoom into the snow and say goodbye Kazakhstan and goodbye our little Kazakh girl.